Hi everyone. Today we'll be talking about what should be your content strategy before you plan to write any article for your blog. How you should um, how you should strategize it. Um, what kind of research you should do, and it will not just be a tell session. It will be a show session. How an article ranks on the top page of Google without building manual backlinks. So that article did not build any backlink, not much promotion. Organically, within 6 months, it ranked at the very top. It ranked in the subs. That is what we'll be talking about. We'll be talking about some actionable inputs that you can take in case you are about to write a similar article. We at Concurate, whenever we write an article, we also follow a similar approach. This is a more detailed one. So let's go about it. First, let me share the article metrics and how that article is ranking. I shared an image yesterday with my team showing how that article is basically currently ranking at the very top. And the person who wrote that article, he exactly followed that bottom funnel approach, the pain point approach. He figured out what pain point his target audience or his target clients might have and what kind of things they will be looking for on internet. Yeah, so yeah, I will just share my screen here. Give me a moment. I'll close some YouTube. Yes, great. So this is the article we'll be talking about, a deep dive into the 4 best fundamental analysis tools, websites, and software. So read the title very carefully from SEO perspective. I'll tell you what these guys tried to rank for when they started writing this article and on what keywords they are ranking for. So they are ranking for fundamental analysis tools, fundamental analysis websites, fundamental analysis software. They are ranking for all the three keywords for this article. And to give you an idea about how it helped them, not just in getting traffic. So traffic is of course secondary, but conversions, how people basically got converted from this article. So you can see this article this is the screenshot of their Google Analytics, and on the very 4th number this article stands. So this is a 6-month stats. In 6 months, this article attracted around 3,000 visitors. Not very high from their standards, but this article converted 144 visitors out of 3,000 visitors it attracted towards the website. So that was the power of this article, and it is still converting visitors into the demo requests or into the paying customers. Any questions, team? Anything you'd like to ask for now?
So the headline part, can you just show that again?
Yes, of course, we'll go there.
Now you told that they're ranking for 3 keywords through this article. So would have been it better if they had 3 separate articles containing the first article fundamental analysis tool, second article fundamental analysis website, and a third one about fundamental analysis software?
Good question, Vijay. So here, Vijay, if you see fundamental analysis tools, software, and websites, so they figured out whenever a person, so someone might search for fundamental analysis tools, someone might search for fundamental analysis software, but they both are searching for the same thing. Someone might search for fundamental analysis website. It is similar to like searching for an IP management software, IP management tool, IP management website. All the 3 things should land to a same place.
So as
I
long
mean,
as
he's trying to figure out he's trying to figure out those tools or softwares from the same search. I mean, his intent is the same basically when he enters this keyword in YouTube, in Google.
got it. So as long as the purpose of user
Yes.
is served, so it
So
doesn't
here,
matter. It's on separate
exactly,
single page.
exactly. So here they try to figure out first what keywords do users use to search for such software. So they figured out that users type fundamental analysis tools in Google, users type fundamental analysis website in Google, users type fundamental analysis software in Google. And but the intent is all the same. I mean, I may call a tool website, I may call a tool a software, I may call a software tool. Intent is the same. They want to look at the same thing. So that is what first they figured out, and how they implemented it, that I'll talk later, how they did it. So let us just go to their raw Word doc that they first used to strategize the article. So here, as I start, the very first question they asked themselves, or they answered, was what SEO keywords are we targeting? So here they answered, we are targeting this, we are targeting this keyword, we are targeting this keyword, because we figured out that our target users, as we discussed, because we figured out our target users are searching for the tools with the same intent via these keywords. Okay. And then they figured out, after doing this analysis, these were the main keywords that they wanted to rank for. And they did not do very, it's not like they added 12, 13, 15 keywords. They just added top main seed keywords, what should be the seed keywords, and then they figured out what is the top article that is ranking currently on SERPs. So they figured out this is the article that is currently ranking on SERPs before they wrote this article. Fundamental analysis tools, and they mostly talked about this various fundamental analysis tools one by one, earning per share, types of earning, price to earning, and all those things. So they figured out that this article, one, it's too much text, very less visuals, and then they just touch all the aspects very briefly. They don't talk a lot about it. They don't do a deep dive into it. So as they go down, they figured out what we do. So we first write current perspective of our client. That is what we do at Concrete. Here they try to do the same thing. What is the client's customer trying to learn when they Google this keyword, and what is their intent? So they figured out that they have their perspective visitors, they have at least tried one of the popular stock research sites like this, and they found it did not meet their needs as fundamental investors. They understood that they should definitely not write an intro to fundamental analysis, and that's what we do, because their audience is mature enough. They should straight away talk about the analysis part and the main content part. And they figured out that main problem they probably facing is the existing tools don't help them enough with their workflow as a fundamental investor. They basically figured out a feedback that they received from a user. They got a feedback received from a user, and they made sure to highlight these pain points in the intro. So intro is coming exactly from the pain point. They are exactly talking about the pain point in the intro part. Now, how will this piece be better, more linkable, more unique? So how will this piece be better than other pieces on Google? That was the second part they answered. That was the third part they answered. So they figured out that existing competition is very weak. So the articles that are ranking at the very top, so they figured out what are the articles that are ranking at the top on the first page. They figured out that they have a low DR, they are not very good looking, they mostly talk about fundamental analysis, they don't talk about tools and all those things. Then they figure out what are the top articles. They figured out the top articles that they liked, that hey, this is a very well written article, but it does not contain a list of options. it talks about a software, but it does not have a list of options. They figured out what are they missing, what is current Google, what are the articles missing that are currently ranking on Google, what is something they are missing at. And then they figured out the second article that they really like. They are saying that yes, they have a list of 8 tools, very superficial overview of the tools. So they don't talk in detail about the tool, clearly just slapped together for SEO purpose. So they have just written about it from SEO purpose. And then they figured out what should be the originality things, what original items they could add. Let me just little zoom it. So they figured out if we talk about, if our article talk about those exact pain points or those exact tools that the users are looking for with their experience level actually, and not just fundamental or basic things, that will separate them from the pack. So here I wanted to emphasize that the learning for the viewers is you make sure what currently, before you write any content, make sure what is currently ranking on Google, analyze top 10 results, figure out what are some good results, what have they written, what are not some very good results, what have they written, what is something that they are missing that you can add as an originality nugget. How you can make your article a bit more original here. So this is not an opinionated piece. This is not something where you'll have an opinion of someone else. Any question, team, till now?
Small question here, Ritesh. So as we talk about, the first is the intent that user has, that he's typing on the Google. Second is the answer that is ranking, right? So this is a basic flow of search query and the answer that are displayed. So let's say if I type a question, and on first page there are 10 websites that shows the answer to that particular question. Now while analyzing these top pages, is the structuring and the representation the only criteria that has to be kept in mind, or there are other factors? For example, if an article which does not have visuals and the content that is just text content and still it's ranking, so is it a bad thing? Or
Vijay, could you repeat your question? It was, I mean, I missed in between.
As long as I'm ranking, so does it matter if I have visuals or not in my text? That is the question.
As long as you're ranking. So yes, so in case it does matter, because ranking is not permanent. So if your competitor figures out that, hey, this article is missing all these things, it is still ranking, it might be an easy word to rank for, but he'll overpower you anytime by writing a better content.
Okay.
So you have to make sure that even if you're writing it for the very first time, you don't see such an article, you make sure that you implement all those learnings here. Aditi was smiling. Aditi, any inputs or any comments you have?
Actually, Vijay got this question from the article he had shared on Concurrent, if you remember that.
Yes, very technical, yes.
And it did not have any visuals, and it was not that good, honestly,
Yes.
from learning perspective.
Yes.
So yeah, that's why I was smiling.
So it depends again, Vijay. Second thing is the content, is the website authority. If your website authority is really good, and other websites in that domain does not have that kind of authority, and they are not niche websites, Google might want to rank you because you are an authority in that domain.
Okay.
You are an overall authority. You may not be an authority in that domain, but in case a website comes up which is an authority, which Google finds out that, hey, it is an authority in this domain, it will rank that website above your website. That is the entire idea. And then they figured out, now after this originality nugget, they just didn't stop here. They figured out what is something they can do to come at the very top and in the subs. So they figured out what exactly is happening in the SERPs, how many tools have been listed in the SERPs, what we need to do, what can we do, what can be an overkill. So they figured out we could create a feature comparison table. That means we could compare features of different financial analysis tools, but that might not be required for this keyword, because what they figured out is, while analyzing top 10 results, that they have just written very superficially. If they just write a little deeply and in a more conversational tone, they would be able to rank at the SERPs. And then, of course, they figured out what should be the title here. So the title that I showed you, it is more or less similar to the fourth title, but they figured out. So here, one thing that I want to emphasize is, for example, if you have 2 to 3 keywords that you feel should rank for same thing or same content, like you feel that your user might be searching for tool, might also be searching for software, might also be searching for website, when all the 3 things come at the same place, or all the 3 things the user is intending to search for for a platform or for a software by searching for all the 3 things. So you could basically add all the 3 elements here in the title, and to make sure that you are not losing on any of the keyword. So what they did is they very intelligently added all the 3 keywords in the title, the 4 best fundamental analysis tools, aka fundamental analysis software and fundamental analysis websites.
So one question is, they are one of these 4, the people who are writing this blog post?
Yes, they are one of these 4. They are one of these 4, and so this is how this is. I'll again go at the top, but what? Okay, let me just go there. So they figured out what their title should be. They tried out 2-3 titles, and then they see, and then they figured out that they should try to add the keywords that their audience look for. They added all those keywords in the title. And the outline, you have a look. So they basically added a very simple outline. What they should add at the very top when they start writing the article. It is more or less similar to how we create the outline. So and then the images they shared that they'll be adding homepage screenshots and everything. And the other to-dos were they optimize their. So one interesting thing I figured out was nowadays no one is relying on Yoast SEO. You have to have better tools than Yoast SEO. If you are just relying on those green or red or orange signals, you might be losing big time here. So Yoast SEO is past, and Google has modified itself hugely, and you must optimize all your content via tools like ClearScope, Surfer SEO, or MarketMuse. So you have to make sure that you are optimizing your content using this tool and not just Yoast. That's what the learning here is.
A curious doubt here. So does Google provide a guideline for it, or does Google have its own tool where I can check if it's optimized?
What do you want to check on Google?
If it's SEO optimized or not?
No, so Google does not know what SEO is. So Google basically ranks whatever it feels is the most helpful guide for the users. If it feels the content you have written is most helpful for its visitors or users, it will rank your content at the very top. Now you have to figure out what you can include to make sure you have written everything that a user wants. So these kind of tools, basically they tell you that, hey, you should add this post, you should add this topic, you should add this topic as well in your article, because others have either added it or these kind of tools basically they analyze top 50 to 70 to 100 results for the same keyword for the same topic. They figure out what they have written, what they have missed, and they suggest you adding all those things accordingly. That, hey, you have missed this thing, but you should talk about this topic as well. This can be a subheader. This can go as a subheader. And then the very important thing is how they optimized their content for featured snippet. They try to make sure that the number of tools that they are talking about should match what currently SERP is ranking. SERP is like what Google is currently ranking at the very top. Featured snippet. Match the HTML formatting. Of course, this is something, if you are a WordPress user, it will be difficult for you to do. But in case you have a customized website, it will be very easy for you to do. Then, of course, don't talk about fluff. Straight away get to the point. That is what they say. And that is what has made them rank at the very top. Then, of course, how they wrote the entire article, what should be the writing notes, how they should write. Now, one thing that I want to specifically tell users is how you should consistently ask whenever you are writing an article. At every point, you should consistently ask, are the pain points or solutions you are mentioning in the article, are these at the right expertise level of your target customer? Is it that the pain point you are referring to, those might be at a higher level or at a lower level of your target customer? I mean, they may know about that pain point, they understood. So there can be visitors or there can be viewers who don't know about fundamental analysis tools. So in that, if you are targeting those users, it is good that you write what fundamental analysis tools are. But in case you are writing for people who already use some tools but who are looking for more tools, it might not be a very good idea to talk about what fundamental analysis tools are. So it is very important to write at the very right expertise level here. Any question, team? Awesome. So if we go to the content, if we go to their content and I search for fundamental analysis tool, we see that this particular keyword, it comes at least 6 times. It is coming at least 6 times in the article. And if I just remove tool here and if I add website here, it comes 3 times. And if I add software here, it is coming at least 4 times, fundamental analysis software. So the writer here mentions that Yoast did not tell him to do this. Surfer SEO, the software that he used, you can use any of the software. There are many softwares available. In case you are not able to, in case you have just started and you're not able to use any software, you can of course look at what people are searching on Google, relevant searches on Google, and you can then figure out your content accordingly. But in case you have some budget, do go for a tool here. So overall learning here is to make sure that you are talking about the pain points. You are figuring out what pain points your target audience have. If before you write any article, you are not just going around asking your team members, hey, what kind of content we should write on Google. Well, you should just not talk about, hey, this particular keyword, it has a very high traffic volume, it has very high volume, let us try to rank for this keyword. It may not bring you business. So you first need to figure out what kind of article can bring you business and not just traffic. Traffic is something which is which might make you happy, which might give you a dopamine effect for some time, but it is not definitely going to give you money. It is not going to convert your visitors into users. So that is the very first thing. And then figure out, once you figure out what exactly your pain point is, who you are targeting, who is the right audience, figure out what exactly is ranking on Google, what are they missing, what is something that they have done rightly. Add those pointers in your strategy document. Make sure that you don't miss any of those, and add originality nugget. What is one thing? So originality nugget does not mean that you just give whole together a new angle to your article. Originality nugget just means what is one thing that you feel other articles are missing and you can add there. It can be as simple as adding images, adding helpful images or helpful reviews or helpful features in your article that others might have missed. It can be as simple as that. And then of course creating the outlines and other things. Awesome. Any question, team? Anything you'd like to ask here? I guess this was all about today's learning. In case you have any questions, any queries, do let us know in the comments below. We would get back to you as soon as possible. In case you think we have missed anything, any other tip you have that you implement at your company as a content marketer, do let us know that as well. We will add that and we'll give you proper reference. Thank you everyone.
Nice session, Nitesh. Thank you.